Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. The queen of procrastination is here. Hi, my name is Raine, and yeah, I did not do so well towards the end of the year in posting videos or even keeping up with my book club. I was just not feeling very motivated, and whenever I did actually have time to do anything, I was so overwhelmed by everything that it was just exhausting and I didn't want to do it. So here I am. Let's just jump into my January TBR. So first off, let's talk about the Stacks of Strange book club pick. If you don't know what Stacks of Strange is, it is a book club that I've put together where me and some of my favorite booktubers read a weird book each month, and then we live discuss it here on my channel at the end of the month. It's really great. We have a great time doing it. I started an Instagram account for that months ago, and if you want to check it out, that's all going to be linked down below. But we have since posted our next 3 books for the next 3 months over there. So if you want to see what those are going to be, we're going to try and keep you guys updated a lot earlier than we were doing last year. I'm very, very excited about all the books that we have lined up for you guys. So check out that. Check out all my co-hosts down below. We also have a Discord chat too. So if you want to like discuss with us or discuss with other members of the group throughout the month, you can discuss there, or wait for the live show. They're always on my channel and they're still here. Past live shows are there if you want to check those out as well. But it's a lot of fun. So the book that we chose for Stacks of Strange in January is Lakewood by Giddings. This is like a horror, dystopian, sci-fi something or other that involves medical experimentation, and it sounds really fucked up and I cannot wait to read it. So our live discussion for Lakewood will be on January 28th here on my channel, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the usual time. And I hope that you guys decide to join us in reading that one because it sounds really interesting. One thing the club has decided to start in 2021 are monthly reading sprints. So middle of the month somewhere, we're going to have some reading sprints for you guys. You don't have to be part of the club. You don't have to read the book picks each month to participate in the reading sprints. You can just come and read with us and hang out, and you know, just to help yourself stay motivated. I know that reading sprints help me stay motivated, and I just really love hanging out with these girls. So we're going to be hosting our very first reading sprint for the book club on January 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on my channel. So if you want to come hang out with us, just chat about whatever and get some reading done, come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. So on to everything else I plan to read this month. I am participating in Winterween, which is a spooky winter themed readathon that is being hosted by Gabby and Olivia. They did Summerween back in July, and I had so much fun doing that, so I am participating in this one as well, and I'm very, very excited because I love the prompts and it's going to be a lot of fun. So the first prompt for that is to read a book with haunt in the title. The book that I chose for that is The Haunting of Ashburn House. This is a novel by Darcy Coates. I have never read anything by Darcy Coates before. I know that she is known for her haunted house stories, and I know that my friend Crystal absolutely loves her books. So I'm very excited to be finally reading one of her books. All I really know is that this is about a haunted house, and that's all I really need to know. Haunted house stories are great, and I feel like they're just even better in the winter. The next prompt for the readathon is to read a book with blue on the cover. So for this, I chose Night Shoot by David Sodergren. This is an author that I've been looking forward to reading his books for quite some time. I do believe that I follow him on Instagram, and I've seen other horror lovers read his books and absolutely just love them. So his books are pretty affordable too. Like, they're usually on Kindle for like $2.99. So I have several of his ebooks, and I'm excited to finally get to this one. All I really know is it involves some kids who are shooting some type of like film or documentary or something, and then scariness happens. So I'm very excited for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to explore some new authors with the books that I picked. The next prompt for the readathon is to read a book in the dark, and for this one I wanted to pick one that was kind of like a either short story collection or something that can be broken up at night, because I can't really sit up in bed and like read an entire book at night. Oftentimes I don't actually get to settle down with a book until kind of late, depending on when my daughter goes to sleep, and then I'm also just not a really fast reader, so I can't just read a book in one sitting. So I felt like if I picked a book that I could read each night in small increments, then I could have it finished by the end of the readathon. It just works that way for me. I did that with Uzumaki and it worked out well. So I think that's the best way to go about readathons when it comes to like reading a book in one sitting or something like that. So the book that I decided to pick for this is 6 Stories by Mike Wazalowski. I do think this one involves the story of a teenage boy who was like murdered or disappeared, and like a journalist is out there investigating. I do think the story may be like broken up into 6 stories, and that's why it's called 6 Stories. So I'm thinking if I can like read a story each night, I can have it done by the readathon. I don't know. I don't really know how this book is structured. I'm just guessing at this, but it's pretty short, so I feel like I shouldn't have a problem getting it done. The next prompt for the readathon is to read a book with a winter setting. So the book that I'm going to be reading is The Shuddering by Anya Alborn. I've actually started and stopped this book so many times, so I am just desperate to get this book done. This is a horror novel that is set in Colorado in like this remote cabin where all these friends get together and they stay, they go snowboarding, they end up getting snowed in. There are these creature things that are out there hunting people and killing them and eating them, and it's pretty brutal. And yeah, I'm excited to finally like finish it. This would be my 4th book by Anya Alborn, and I've loved everything of hers so far, so I'm hoping for good things. I don't know, I'll be vlogging while I'm participating in Winterween, so check that out. The next prompt is to read a short story or novella, and for that one I've decided to read The Night Cyclist by Stephen Graham Jones. And I'm really excited about this one. I've been meaning to read some Stephen Graham Jones for a really long time. I've attempted to listen to some of his books on audio, and for some reason the audiobook format just didn't work for me, so I figured I probably need to read his books physically or in ebook form. So I saw this book on Amazon. It was only 30 pages. I loved the cover. I've been meaning to read some Stephen Graham Jones, so I decided to make this the book that I read for the prompt. I also like read the synopsis and was immediately like drawn to it. I just wanted to read it right now. So here's what I read. It says it's a horror novelette about a middle-aged chef whose nightly bike ride home is interrupted by an uninspected encounter. I don't know, it just sounded really cool to me, and I really like the cover. We're gonna check it out, and then maybe I'll get a good taste of what Stephen Graham Jones has to offer. My obsession with Gabby continues, and she has recently announced a thriller book club called The Book Troop, and I was obviously very excited about this. Gabby has great thriller recommendations. I always look to her for her thriller recommendations, so I was even more excited to find out that I had picked for my book of the month the book for January for The Book Troop, which is her book club, and it is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. So from what I understand, this is like Jane Eyre, but a thriller, but told in the South. So I'm really, really excited about this. I have never read Jane Eyre, but I did read a retelling called Jane by April Ladner, and I really enjoyed that retelling. And it was just kind of a modern gothic retelling of the story, and I feel like that would be so well done as a thriller. Like, it would just make such a great thriller. So I can't wait to see what this author does with that. And yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm so excited about Gabby's book club and all the picks that she has planned for the next few months, and I'm just excited that she's finally decided to go through with it. So I'm going to be linking her announcement video down below for her book club in case you want to join and you want to see what she has picked, but I'm sure that you've already seen it and you already know. I'm also excited to announce that Deja and McKay and Savannah and I have decided to read another book and live discuss that book. So this month we're going to be reading Confessions by Kanae Minato, and I believe this is I think it's a thriller. It involves a professor who loses her 4-year-old daughter as a result of some sort of like accident that happens on campus. And then before she resigns, she decides to give one last lecture. And I think there must be like something that she reveals in her story, or someone in the classroom that may have been involved. I don't really know. I just know that this one is pretty twisty. I've had friends that have read it and loved it. So I'm really excited to read it. It's been on my TBR for years. So it'll be another one that I'll finally get to check off the list. And so look for information on the live show for that. There seems to be an ongoing theme with my books that I plan to read this month. They're all blue. So I don't know what that is, but I like it. It's cool. I love blue. So I picked 2 other books that I randomly would like to read this month, which is, it's kind of surprising because neither of them are horror and both of them are hard-hitting. So I'm prepared to cry. Maybe I'll break this up with some type of horror or something in the middle, because I don't know if I can do a back-to-back crying sesh. But Beartown is one that I've been meaning to get to for years. It was on my, I think, reading goals for 2020 list last year, and I never even picked it up. I don't even think I picked up most of those books from that list, and I always save it for winter time, and it is winter. So I read A Man Called Uva a few years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Bawled my eyes out. So I knew that I had to get my hands on this one because everyone seems to love this one just as much, if not more. And yeah, I don't know, I'm excited to finally get to it, but I'm also a little nervous because I don't typically read a ton of harder hitting stories, but every so often I like a good cry. So from what I understand, this involves a town where their hockey team is everything to them, and one of the members of the team is accused of raping, I believe, the coach's daughter. So I believe this follows different people in the town and their reactions and how they feel about it, and what ends up as a result of it. I have just heard a lot of great things, and I'm excited to finally get to it. So that's why I pretty much chose this book and like one other book, because I'm determined to actually stick to this TBR. I might read other things in between, but this is definitely happening. The next book that I would like to read is The Child Finder by Raine Denfeld. This one I believe is set during winter because it's got like snow stuff. I was looking at my shelves for things set during winter time so I could finally get around to them and read them. I'm getting to a point where I would like to start unhauling a few books. That way I can make room on my shelves for more books, possibly add maybe one more shelf. And yeah, this is one of those books that I've had on my shelf, and I feel like now is probably the time. It's now or never. I need to read this one. I have thought about reading it for such a long time, and all I really know about it is that it involves a young girl who disappears, and I know that it's hard to read. There's some really tough stuff in here, definitely hard hitting, and I'm scared. I'm very nervous, but I plan to read it, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So that's about it. That's all I plan to read for January. I hope that I get to these because a lot of these I have been wanting to read for a while. But yeah, aside from that, check out my vlog for Winterween when that finally comes out. So I'm vlogging now. It's gonna be fun. And oh yeah, I'm going to be participating in this like horror movie live show over on Savannah's channel at Riveting Reads. It's going to be January 16th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's just going to be a bunch of us getting together and talking about horror movies, so that should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait. So come hang with us. If you like scary movies, why not? So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, hopefully soon.